Oh well, probably should mention the elephant in the room because I'm not sure how different everything looks, but I can tell you everything feels completely different. There have been a lot of changes happening over here in the land of the waffle to accommodate some pretty terrible things that have been happening over here. But one of those changes was essentially me being evicted from my oversized closet, and now I'm in this creaky, echoey space upstairs. Since I've been unboxing my stuff to move it, I discovered some art my mom had saved from 2010. So I'm gonna be redrawing that. I thought that'd be fun. It's crazy to think how much, things have changed since 2010. Remember when we were allowed to go outside, without a hazmat suit? Anyway, let's take a stab at redrawing these. One I'm definitely gonna do in ballpoint pen, but the other, we'll see what happens. And yeah, let's jump right into it. I guess I'll need a pen, or maybe two. You never know. The trick to drawing with ballpoint pen is what I like to do is to start to draw as lightly as humanly possible. You'll be surprised how much variation you can actually get in both line width and in tone, even if you're just using one of these simple, inexpensive, ballpoint pens. I'm changing it a little bit from the original drawing. Like this, I'm exaggerating the shapes a bit more. I'm making this cloak a bit more pointy to show a little variation from her body, which is going to be a lot more rounded. I've drawn the body pretty quickly to get an idea of the layout and size on the page so that it fits, and it looks good enough. It's pen, so I don't really have a lot of options except starting over. So I'm changing the hands a little. No other reason except I thought this would just be more interesting. Well, another reason would be that I get bored when I draw two hands that are nearly in the same exact position. So by folding one on top of the other, it's a bit more interesting, or whatever. Gotta have some nice particle boots. I can't say I've gained any more experience drawing capes since 2010. Maybe I should add that to my quarantine agenda. I'm trying to dip the face down a little bit so the character, elf, person, whatever, is like looking faces down so that they're looking up at us under the hood. I thought it might add a bit more like mysteriousness to her. Not to mention it's like less straight on, which isn't something I'm forced to do anymore, so I'm going to take advantage of that like little skill level up that I've obtained. All right, everything's looking good. So now I'm gonna go over the sketch again, and I'm just gonna be darkening up bits, specifically the lines I like, if at all possible. Again, I gotta remember that like this is pen, so I gotta be careful. You can't make things lighter, you can only get darker, so I'm going to try to be purposeful with my lines and the amount of pressure that I'm applying. Hands. It's so windy in the house. Whoa. Pretty sure I'm in a horror movie right now. Send help. I might regret this later, but I think I'm gonna make the corset a bit darker. Maybe like a mid-tone would be good if I can get it like that. But this is where it gets tricky, because you have to really know your pen to be able to get the right tone. So I'm gonna try to build it up really slowly and just mark where I want stuff lightly so I can go over it some more later, if that makes sense. Because of the way I put the arms, it doesn't really showcase the elf's figure at all. Kind of boxes her out. So I'm gonna try and use what I have to show what I can. That doesn't make sense. Well, when I draw, I try to exaggerate shapes to make you see something when you look at the art. It's not necessarily anatomically or photographically accurate, but it illustrates the idea, and that's what I'm going for here with what I have available. So I'm kind of making her a bit skinnier and then jetting out the hips a bit more to just give the illusion that, it's not really an illusion, it's, I don't know. Just make it look like she's not a box. That's the goal. I could have a lot of room for contrast, but we'll see what happens. I think I'm ready to commit to darkening the hair, so let's do that. Yes, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I better be, because there's no going back. So much for slow and surely. I like it, actually. It looks good. I like it. Yeah. Well, I just went in and darkened her corset too much. As much as I think I'm prepared, I always find a way to mess up. It's a skill, honestly. So I'm darkening the corset like I previously wanted to. I think it will... no, actually, it doesn't look that great. See, now there's a big glop of dark tones all in the center. The eye immediately goes there, and if you don't focus perfectly on the silhouette, you don't really see the character. It doesn't stand out. You just see this blob in the middle. You don't see the hands and the corset. You just see dark blob. I guess I'll just move on to the cloak. I'm trying to make it nice and flowy like I did, you know, in the last decade. I for sure want, and I definitely wanted to like break up like it did in that original drawing, like how it became more flecks and speckly. But I'm gonna go out on a whim and try to do it differently and see what happens. Like try to think of try to maintain it all within a certain like form or shape, and yeah, see what happens. Like this. Well, this is what happened. I'd say time to study references of fabric, but it's a little too late for that this go around. If I was sketching in pencil, I'd probably give this another go, you know, look up some references and kind of like see something in like a similar sort of position. But I mean, that's the magic of pen. You got to do your best and showcase the result either way, or burn it. Those are your options. Let's add some like frilly stuff. Maybe it will like distract the eye. I get distracted by little things like that, so I mean, it's worth a shot, right? And it's kind of fun, you know. Blobs. It's like little hints of details, but like they're really simple to do, especially when you're drawing this small with a pen. All right, so here's what I've got. I think I managed to salvage the cloak. It has some like definitive like areas of tone and like background elements with like, you know, a little few mistakes, but I think it paints the picture of our like, I don't know, is this like Little Red Riding Hood elf girl thing? Definitely an elf before. I did like the pointy hat to kind of like emulate the elf ears because they don't really stick out like they did in the last drawing. I'm actually pretty happy with it. How did this turn out like that? I think my favorite part of this like new one is my idea to like do the hands a little bit differently. Hands were something I seriously struggled with 10 years ago, so I'm pretty proud that I've grown to the point where I'm not scared to draw them anymore, and on some occasion actually enjoy drawing these appendages. Especially when they turn out good. Next up, let's do this other drawing I found. I don't know what my obsession was with corsets in 2010, but that's 2 out of 2 drawings with them, so apparently there was something going on. This time I'm gonna draw it with pencil though. I want to see what I'm able to do with like an erasable medium right now. What I'm gonna focus on this go around is tones, just kind of like with the last one, but with pen you obviously can't fix those sort of mistakes as you're going. So I'm gonna use the pencil and allow myself to have a heavy focus on it while still being able to fix it and get second chances. The last one that I drew, her head kind of dipped down. If I look at the reference, like her stance is a little bit more powerful looking, so I'm gonna raise the head up a bit to give her an air of kind of like looking down at you, like, which will further that idea, I think. Yeah. I'm not sure if I want like the big cloud thing in the background. I'm not committed. I'm getting like vague hints of a memory in my brain somewhere that like the only reason I drew those weird things behind her head was because like changed my mind about giving her curly hair and decided to go with more of a straight idea. So it was like more to hide that mistake than like an actual design element. So I'll just like leave myself room for them and put like little flowers here. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. Don't know what I'm gonna do with it. So like this 2010 one, I drew a side profile of the body because that was just easier for me at the time. I had a very difficult time like making my characters have mass and like body to them, so I've twisted the body so that I can like showcase some of that skills that I've learned, and it's not only gonna like showcase that, but it'll also like show the character and the outfit a little bit more. I know I was still in high school when I originally drew this, but nothing excuses his outfit. Like, what on earth was I thinking? There's like simultaneously too much and too little going on at the same time. Even though I say that, there still isn't like a whole lot distinguishing this art from like any other drawing in my sketchbook at the time. So I'm gonna try my best to really maintain the silhouette of her hair. I think it's really interesting, and unlike what I usually draw, especially now, it's very egg-shaped. So egg-shaped this one will be too. Shade in the behindy bits to add some dimension, yada yada yada. The whole thing probably won't end up dark like the original drawing, but I'm gonna start slowly and build up and like pretend I'm using a pen for practice and see if I can get some nice separation of tones and, you know, contrast and all that stuff, whatever. Fishnet tights. Interesting choice. We threw on her arms too. What the maybe I'll pretend I didn't notice those. I mean, it's possible to have not noticed it, right? Could I play that off? Okay, I'll darkening the hair. I think everything is going pretty well, actually. The arms don't feel right. I think I can do better, so I mean, maybe if let me erase. I mean, I used pencil, so I might as well take this opportunity to fix them, right? Well, that's still not right. Let's try again. 7th try is the charm, right? Oh, well, look. Okay, this will do. And I did it on my first try, too. Hey, when you're in quarantine, there's no one left to lie to but yourself. In my head, that was a joke, but that came out really sad. I'm worried about having like the same problem I did with the, I don't know, red writing, what do I call it? And having like too much heavy tones in the center of the drawing, but I gotta remember I have a pencil, so mistakes can mostly be fixed, and I just kind of gotta, you know, try and learn. So I lowered the corset thingy majiggy down a bit. I think it makes more sense now. In the original picture, you can't see this area because I didn't have a whole lot of form in my art, so that just means this go around I could take some creative liberties and actually, I don't know, make it look like an outfit. I'm gonna take those weird like flowy cloud shapes and use them as a pattern on this part of the bustle. I think they'll look better here than as like weird, I don't know, clouds in the background. And I've also like just decided to make them more flowery because I think that'd be more fun. Well, maybe I could put them up here too. I was gonna just skip them as a background element since, you know, I put them in the texture here, but you know, screw it. The more the merrier, right? Darken the skirt. Like in my original drawing, I'm gonna like make sure I remember to keep that white stripe. I so remember that like drawing folds and pleats and skirts used to be like one of my favorite things, especially shading them and like having a stripe. So when I shaded it, you could like see the depth, but like the stripe still showed through. I don't know if that makes sense, but like it's definitely showcased in that drawing. It's definitely not something I like exaggerate as much as I used to, which is, I don't know, kind of sad because I've moved on. I wouldn't say I draw skirts more realistic, but like more stylized. I don't know, they're a little simpler. And like shading just isn't my thing anymore. What happened to me? So I put the dumb fishnets on her arms for whatever reason. It doesn't look quite as bad as I imagined it was going to, but like, still doesn't look good. Like, what was I thinking? I guess I should probably give a little explanation. As a young teenager, I did not own any fishnets. I don't think I'd even seen them in real life, okay? So like, why was I don't know. Apparently somewhere deep in my subconscious, I wanted to wear fishnet tights. Oh shoot, the graphite's reflecting in the camera. Was it doing that the whole time? Oh, sorry. I'll get this fixed for like next time hopefully, but like, I don't know. Here's the finished version. What should we call her? Fishnet girl? I just realized I lost the egg shape in her hair. But I kept that like little short hair, so I think, you know, it still looks like her. Man, the way I drew eyes has changed the most drastically out of everything, hasn't it? Yeah, let me bring back the Red Riding Hood elf person in. Take a look at my sketches for here. You can see both of them. It's nice to see that I've improved in a lot of ways. Like, I think I had a lot more patience with my art 10 years ago. You can kind of tell by the amount of shading I've done then versus like the new one. I think I get a lot more joy these days from like starting new sketches versus like finishing them, and that shows. I'm just relieved that there is visible progress. I'm just glad art is something that has stuck with me all these years, like through good times and bad. You know, a pencil and paper is all I really need to kind of keep myself occupied for the most part. And I don't know, I'm just so happy to have art, you know? I'm very thankful. Anyway, thanks for watching. This video was a little bit on the shorter side, but I'm gonna work on fixing the layout and everything and the lighting, and maybe work on the creaking, although it seems to have stopped. Anyway, thank you so much for being patient. I can't wait to get around to like making awesome videos that I'm proud of, so we'll look forward to that bright future together. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys all next week, and I hope you have a delicious evening full of waffles. Bye!